The difference in their agent lineups is Raze for Vision Strikers, Breach for NUTurn. That's going to be the difference. So what does that mean? It means that there is, and Sky as well, excuse me. Sky is in there as well for Vision Strikers. So you're trading a little bit of, you still have flashes kind of the same on both sides. Okay.
Seems like our UI might need a little bit of an update, but that's fine. We'll bring you the action all the same. RB finds an opening shot there onto Allow. Great little start for them here on the defense. Vision Strikers, if they can get the pistol round, would be absolutely huge for them. Get things refreshed and jump back in with the UI so you guys can get a greater picture for what's happening. Pushing forward now here onto the B site. Zest is lurking up, trying to get a cutoff here onto the rest of the team. He's going to wrap around, but does he get struck from behind? Has to be careful. Manages to spot one, turns back around. Parry gets the headshot, but not before taking quite a bit of damage. Moved up, Nanoswarm is going to be thrown down here around the corners. A couple shots come flying through the wall, looking to get a lucky pick. Doesn't manage to happen. Drone eliminated. Glow watching the back. They know how many have made it through, but there you go. Suggest manages to find one. Glow pushing up on top of him. By the look of it, but Suggest will come out on top. Finding the kill, Solo gets the headshot here onto RB. There is the cleanup. And that will be the first round. So NUTurn again coming out with a strong pistol.
Yeah, I mean, Suggest coming all the way back into B main through B lobby. Huge move by him. That just basically secures the win. It was going to be pretty difficult for Vision Strikers no matter what, but him being there makes a great crossfire potential available. I mean, he didn't even have to get into that crossfire position, going to the door of B main into the site. He just does it from inside of there. But again, so a little bit of the agent lineup differences. I mean, again, with Raze, you have a lot more ability to control tighter spaces, whether that be A lobby or B main. And you can see here A lobby, but doesn't matter if you die. Allow's going to get that good flash around the corner, but that sends Allow with that tailwind right back.
Yeah, just a little bit too late from that one. Zest pushing forward into B main, does manage to find one, taking down Solo. They'll get word that Parry is going to be over on this side of the map as well, as those frenzy shots did fly through. 1 for 1 thus far. Door now getting shut over here at A. Spike going to be on a long rotation, and this could get spotted. It does. Zest trying to displace it. Cannot quite make it happen, though, as Allow jumps up here into heaven. And it all comes down to Glow lurking in the smoke. Fault line connects. Allow really not getting the read that he is in here, but Glow might not have gotten the read that this Jet has made it in behind him and is now in window. See, he is looking the wrong way. Manages to take down one additional before Allow will get him from behind. 3 kills for Allow on the round as the spike gets planted. And we roll over now into round 3.
Yep, they're able to get that money. A very good start once again, as the Vision Strikers continue to struggle on their pistol rounds in the anti-eco. Solidly done by NUTurn here. Looking very good on that push, and taking that Raze out right away. You don't even get a paint shell out of your hand. And that means you lose a lot of that control over that A lobby in this case, or A main. And so the whole thing is like the Raze needs to be controlling those mains, just really buying a lot of time, keeping your opponent pinned in there, getting good value out of those paint shells. A big part of what you're going to need out of RB here on the defender's side, for sure. Killjoy's going to be setting up onto B, Alarmbot in mid for this round, kind of sensing that maybe now, as we get towards the rifling rounds of things, there might be more attention paid towards the mid area of the map.
All right, well, we do have a pause coming through, so we will take a little bit of a breather before we jump into that rifle round and see if Vision Strikers can turn things back on its head here in their favor. NUTurn, I mean, if they can take this rifle round and, offset the economic balance for Vision Strikers, put them in another situation where they have to try to force a thrifty victory, that is going to be so very good for them to kick things off here on this final map.
Particularly on the attacker side.
Yeah.
And even though here in Korea, it sometimes feel like Ascent is an attacker-heavy map, with these two good teams, I mean, definitely you want to really put your foot down on the defender side, particularly for Vision Strikers. You want to get off to a good start. You've got the side to do that, and you really don't. This is of course the map for both teams, but for Vision Strikers, again, that streak still intact for now. But that could very well change. There's only 10 more rounds that need to be taken by NUTurn, or excuse me, 11 more rounds that need for that to happen, and we're just waiting. Technical pause, get it figured out here, and then we'll get back into the game as soon as we can, guys.
Yeah, and this is one of the best things about playing on LAN is that anytime there's some kind of issue like this, we immediately have tech support standing by. So you can try to get things taken care of rather quickly rather than have to, relay things from the players' team houses and whatnot. So if you are just joining us, let's go ahead and clear the air on a couple things. Yes, this is in fact on LAN. Yes, Korean production is POG. Yes, the music is fantastic. And no, they do not all have the same haircut. So we're just waiting to get into the game now. And it seems like the UI should be up and running, so maybe we can get back into the action here in just a moment.
Although a lot of them do like the Harry Potter glasses. To be fair, they're nice glasses.
Yeah, I was rocking them for a while.
Heck yeah.
Going for the little circular lenses.
They're stylish. They're stylish. I think you could do the horned rim glasses really well.
All right. Well, seems like we are going to be good, so clock will tick down, and we can go ahead and kick off this third round to see if Vision Strikers can put a win on the board. So a great start for NUTurn. Let's see if this is going to go the way of Haven, or if Vision Strikers can turn things around like we saw them do over on Icebox. The Odin is out from Lakia on this attack. Should he decide to spray the wall, that could be King taken out. Recon Dart set up right there on the corner. Does not get the spot. Pulls back and gets himself out of line of sight just in time.
Yeah, it's a really good reaction there by King. That could have been punishing. Probably could have taken a pretty decent amount of damage from that had he not been able to get back behind the wall into the site fast enough. Instead, he does. But this is a really early Odin.
That it is. Well, drone finished off, suggests getting half blinded there by the Hawk, as RB just looks to hold the little angle here at A main. Full wrap around from the team, moving over towards A. Reinforcements starting to inch their way over as Zest is hovering back towards mid. Jump forward, RB going aggro, will get cut down. Stacks makes his way into Y, and the question now becomes, will they clear this? They spot one out, the Omen over on A main. He'll eat the damage just to be able to continue to fake this position.
That aftershock hurts, but he's still going to be able to hang there. That turret isn't looking at him. He's going to come around the corner and get one.
Manages to find one, gets a little bit of damage, but the Odin push will come through from Lakia, so Stacks not going to be able to have too much of an impact. Shock darts flying, looking to clear the site. Door now going to get shot. That's the shot there from Glow on the flank. Manages to find one, then we'll start to break the door down, and King up on Heaven finds three. That's the turnaround they were looking for. That's Vision Strikers on the board.
Huge, huge play there from King. My, oh my. Stacks really smart to just sit there and take that aftershock. Comes around. He had a good chance to get more than one. But it's King from Heaven. Just incredible with that Vandal. I mean, this is just nasty. Filthy shooting. 3 headshots. Woo!
Fantastically done from King. Setting him up, getting so many charges over towards his own lockdown. And that's going to be a bit of a botch there from Solo. Not going to be able to find any value. RB spotting the shoulder of Suggest.
It's 2-1 Vision Strikers, by the way. Just, I'm keeping track. We're
Yeah.
having a little bit of a technical issue up on top there, but
Seems like everything else, the guns
everything else
updating
looks good.
are, oh yeah, seems like that's all functional.
Well, I really like it. I mean, again, I love the Trivial Pursuit alt counter. That's my favorite thing. That I really, really like, because that makes it's a really easy way to keep track.
Yeah. A lot more information universally available at any given time. Shellblazer gonna be cut down. Drone moving forward. RB kills that one off. Moves back with the blast pack, just to dissuade anybody from advancing forward.
I like the stack into the A main cubby there, just in case anybody from Vision Strikers pushes out. Allow has a NUTurn have a really good opportunity to punish that.
Hawk out. Gets the half blind on multiple members as RB creeps his way into the back of sight. Hasn't seen them on the cross. Doesn't see that gun poke out over on the left side of main. Fault line through. Glow getting dazed here for the moment. Stacks will manage to find one before he gets traded out. RB, however, looking to equalize. Is met by Suggest. Hugging back here now in hell. They'll get the spot onto one. They take him out. Zest finding the kill. Suddenly it's just 2 left alive. Suggest, however, evening up the odds. RB will find the kill. The spike is dropped here on the A site, and parry is all the way back over by B. Will just look to retain his weapon, but it will be Vision Strikers moving up again. Now 2-2.
Yeah, this is that's the end of it. Time ticks down, and it's Vision Strikers 2-2 indeed. So looking really, really strong on that defense there. Just good crossfire set up for the Vision Strikers. You know, one man kind of falls, another one steps up into place, keeping RB alive in hell and having two up in heaven makes it really, really difficult for NUTurn to get a good angle. I mean, you have to have just the craziest spray transfer of your life to do something about this. And so you kind of have to go try to trade one at a time, try to find the good angles to hit, you know, just one person in heaven and try to minimize the exposure. But deep into the site is Allow.
Okay, does manage to find Zest. He cannot recover fast enough, but King is there for the back angle. Takes down Allow, follows up for a second onto Lakia. Now will get himself situated here in Boathouse. Recalls the alarm bot. As the Trailblazer will just go ahead and check forward into main, manages to spot Suggest. Perry currently lurking in that dark cover, has just got basically no HP left to his name. Does manage to press forward, takes out King, getting rid of one of the guns here from the set of Vision Strikers. But now has to defend 1v3 with 28 health remaining.
Yeah, for poor Perry, he's in a pickle. No ifs, ands, or buts, and he's got not a lot of health either. 28, no armor left. It's gonna be one heck of a finish if he can win this. You got 3 full health members, full armor members of Vision Strikers looming around the corner, just waiting for him to come out.
Slowly inching his way forward, does manage to get stacks. Retreats back over, tries to go for the teleport, but RB sprays through the wall. Will be able to get the kill. Sure as hell would have been a fancy little feat there if Perry could have pulled it off, gotten that from the shadows, put himself over onto the A site and gotten the plant, but not to be. Vision Strikers go ahead, they get the cleanup. It's a little bit more costly than they would have liked in the round, but they have the lead.
And here goes the money, here goes the economic, you know, problems potentially.
Yeah. Also worth mentioning, you know, that's the ult gone, by the way.
Yeah, that too.
You know, the cancel on it doesn't have to channel in order for it to be burned, so that is the ult taken away from Perry. So,
and now NUTurn finds themselves in an awkward situation where they just spend a lot of money, and if they lose this round, likely to lose another after it because they'll have to go eco. So this one huge for them in this first half.
Allow making the call that there's somebody up on boiler. Not quite the case as we do have the top down. So we know that that is clear. Glow now inches forward, gets himself here tucked into bench.
The Rolling Thunder
comes down. Not quite sure how much information that garnered for them, but should have spotted out at least a few. They're looking for the corner check, sprays through, manages to find one. Zest not quite able to match. Was forced back. We'll just stay here in market for now. Cloudburst going to expire soon, has to toss down another. Spike is picked up, and it seems like A is going to be the likely little push here for them as the trackers get let loose.
Yeah, I love using the Seekers here. Really want to make sure you know what the heck NUTurn is doing.
Trackers.
Same thing.
Sometimes we mix them up. We only just recently started to see Sky, all right?
I knew what you meant.
I know.
You can use different words for the same thing.
Mostly talking to myself. Stacks. Great little headshot there. Does manage to find Allow, but Lakia in position to go ahead, try to trade it back. And so is RP. Playing from Wine. Showstopper ready. Jumps forward, jumps across, looks for a little bit of additional vision. Spots one at the end, and the shot is going to be good. So he just does fall. Paint shells lobbed over to the side, where Solo is trying to inch his way through the door. Does manage to do so, fakes the plant, but knows that he is not going to be able to get this down in time. Just looking and playing for kills, looking to get some guns out of the hands of the Vision Strikers. Pushing the corner, that'll be the finish.
That's a really good spray by King. Pre-fires around that corner 2 times to make sure. It's really nicely done. You know, he knows where Solo is. They know where Solo is the whole time. That's why you're able to bounce those paint shells around the corner after you finish that guy out of hell. You know where the last one is for sure. Vision Strikers has a great read on it. It's a great Seeker's timing. You don't know after that Cloudburst comes down into mid what exactly they're doing. So the Seekers let you know that they're thinking about A, you can get your defenses set up, and then RB's in a great spot, and everything just goes very, very well there for the Vision Strikers, and now it's eco o'clock.
Boombot spots that there's one out here at a main. Hawk not going to get the blind onto Allow. A couple of these follow-up paint shells, though, will manage to tap him down to 90. Gets rid of the majority of that shielding. He's playing forward, still on the corner, but RB is ready for it. Throws out a satchel just in case somebody else was going to be counter-pushing, but Allow was playing solo. Those blast packs were used. So it's without that additional utility in case it comes up later on, but
Yeah, and they throw a guiding light around the corner. Nobody home for that one. Nobody else from NUTurn was hanging out over in the A main area there, but now they're starting to push through mid, finally starting to see if they can force the issue here, but an alarm bot going to reveal that they're thinking about it, and look at this, they even shut the door on him, just trying to really pin him in here, already trying to push through towards the tree area is Stacks, just in case somebody's coming out. Last two, though, they're kind of in a really unusual spot now, our NUTurn.
yeah, well, that's spotting them. Wilka, ooh, nice shot from Lakia. Does find one. RB back over at main. Gets rid of Perry. Ooh, saw him, yeah, right at that last second. They swarm out, 3 members strong now. With not much time remaining, Stacks comes in from mid, throws out the Hawk, sees that he's got the blind. Lakia falls. That spike down in mid. Suggest is left to his own devices here. As the jiggle peeking just comes out from RB, playing games with the enemy breach. Gets the headshot in the end for 3 kills on the round. Vision Strikers looking damn strong so far on this defense, as we might anticipate, 5-2.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Vision Strikers is so darn smart. The alarm bot is there so they can close the door, and then just, there's only 2 directions that you can go. If you're NUTurn, you have to either go towards attacker spawn or go back into the fountain. And what's really interesting about this is Stacks takes his time before he gets into Boiler and gets a huge double at the end of it. I was kind of watching to see it come through. Great guiding light. There we go. You got me screwed up with the Bast Pack.
If I can't say words properly, neither can you. We're in this together.
True. We're going down on this ship together.
We're either both really good or we're both trash at commentary. It's just how it works. After shock, clear the angle, not really going to displace anything. RB already comfortably back behind the brick stack.
Nice.
A little too much alliteration there.
I know, alliteration's the worst, dude.
Almost stumbled that one.
Well, the Owl Drone and the Trailblazer are going to trade spots, and looks like we're setting up potentially for a push into A. The blind being charged. There's some utility being thrown around short A around the tree. There you go.
Blind's coming through. Hunter's Fury clearing out Heaven, checking there, but it's going to be 2 members getting dropped. Perry managed to find Glow, but that might be as good as it gets, because now it's Perry all on his lonesome. Inching his way up through Boiler, now into tree. Gets one on a Stacks. RB gets the final. 6-2. 8 rounds gone, 4 more to go in the half. NUTurn need to stem the bleeding, and they need to do it ASAP.
They really, really do. This is just, they're having a tough time figuring out how to break this defense that Stacks and RB have set up. So now you're seeing a new wrinkle in the Vision Striker setup with RB and Stacks changing their agents to Sky and Raze.
Full 4-0 right now is RB.
It's brutal. He's just going insane. And he's so difficult to displace over on the A side. I mean, again, you have a lot of utility. You've seen it there where he has good paint shells, good use of his blast packs to buy some time. The boom bot's always going to let you know what's going on. He's going to know something's going on in here, and the flash is around the corner, but the smokes are kind of keeping everything at bay, and now he has to back up.
Thought maybe he would realize where exactly that flashpoint had come from and then try to go for a blind spray on to Suggest up top of the box. Doesn't do so. Oh, God, get away!
It's a bomb!
So everybody pulls back. Another blind around the corner, just buying further time. Drone comes out at the quick peek coming through from Allow. They don't manage to get the punish here onto RB, but they finally will. Now pushing through, Stacks taken out. Blazestorm at the ready. Zest has found one so far as Lakia does get eliminated. Unbolt forward, just looking to spot as best as they can. Spike planted. Is this the round now for NUTurn to get a win on the board? Allow coming out a window, manages to find Glow, but Zest is there. There's the crossfire to finish him off. 2v3, low HP bars here for Suggest. Lockdown does get used.
Other lockdown. Yep, I was going to say, Solo has his lockdown, so he can just counter this.
Yep, delays, but here's Zest with the Hunter's Fury. Finishing off one detainee here for King, pressing forward, gets the snap on headshot. But are they going to be prepared for Suggest up in Heaven? The spike is not really planted advantageously for him. He's interrupted, but he just cannot do so, cannot get there in time. There is the finish. Zest gets him up over top of the box for 3 on the round, 7-2.
I mean, this is just so much good counterplay from both these teams. There's so much to dissect in that round. At the beginning of it, it's just good patience here from NUTurn to wait out a lot of the utility from RB and Stax. It's basically down to the last flash from Stax when they're able to push through that door. Then they don't suffer any losses themselves. It's a good peek around the corner by Allow. Gives himself that Blade Storm, finds another. But then there is the lockdown for King, and then they're like, well, we have lockdown too, but then there's Hunter Fury, so there's just like counter after counter for both of these teams.
Stacking them up on top of each other. Spraying through, they got the spot onto RB. Good tailwind in for Allow to find the opening kill. It's going to be a hard hit here onto the A site. Spike now being brought through main. So Allow looks to keep them all contained in heaven. That's going to be the Seekers. Coming out, Allow sprays, manages to find one. Tailwinds over to the side. The aftershock from Suggest takes out Stax, and that is a flawless round. Very swiftly executed with the spike plant for the cherry on top. A third round acquired by NUTurn.
Okay, finally. It is a great push, just fast and aggressive. I like the change of pace. Before they've been really patient. I mean, even in that last round when they waited out a lot of the utility from RB and Stax, this time they just punch them. They knew they had to change their fortunes. They knew they had to get something else going. I really like that round from NUTurn. 7-3. That was 7 rounds in a row there, by the way, for Vision Strikers. And again, yeah, RB 12-6 is just average.
RB, he's got the showstopper. He pushes forward, spots one. It'll just be his life traded out.
What a shot by Lakia, though.
Yeah, good. I thought maybe it was just going to be RB taking himself out.
Yeah, his flick on there. It's crazy good.
One does get spotted.
They saw the... it has the spike, too, so...
Yeah.
This is kind of interesting now. The Vision Strikers assume they're going to re-rotate. It looks like NUTurn is thinking about trying to go all the way through the tree window up to heaven.
Very waiting, throws a paranoia, does hit Glow. The dash forward is there from Allow, manages to find one, but Stax does manage to take out 2. Holding the counter angle now with Allow dropping. It seems like Vision Strikers, the pendulum will swing right back into their favor. Stax with 3, 8-3. Very much in the lead, looking to pick up a 9th as we go into the last round of the half.
I mean, I like the idea, but you gotta know where Stax is, and you gotta deal with him. Either get him backed off by flashing him or fault lining him or something to get him out of the way. If you're gonna make that move to try to get that deep in the paint like that, because when you're cutting across, Stax just tears you apart. I mean, you know, I know you get in there pretty deep, but look at that. Behind all of that push, Stax finds 2. Finishes it off with a 3rd. You gotta know where he is. You know he's been hanging out around A tree, the front of A lobby, or excuse me, A main, the whole time, the whole game.
Well, last round of the half, NUTurn very desperately need to get this 4th round on the board and then have such an utterly dominant defense. Trailblazer will spot 1. Allow taking a bit of damage. Applying that vulnerability to him. Glow playing forward here at Boiler. TP's across. Stax is there for the crossfire to make sure that they do not push in to try to get the punish.
God, they're so good at backing each other up.
Hawk going out around the corner here into A main. That's going to force the position of Solo. Back over towards Shalana, but Lakia lurking in wine catches them both off guard. They didn't even think to clear the cubby.
It's a rare mistake by RB and Stax to not check that angle. They usually don't do, don't kind of forget to check stuff like that, but in the heat of the moment, with how well things are going, and this time around, they're not there. And that could prove to cost the round, indeed. 2 are falling for Vision Strikers. King, has he got an ace inside of him? That's a huge task to ask for any player.
They are all stacked up. Looking at this. Gets the lineup onto 1. Gets the headshot. A celebratory Hunter's Fury as they close out the round. But man, a very one-sided round here, for one-sided half for the side of Vision Strikers, but we've been seeing that trend with defense here on Ascent.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not the end of the world for NUTurn. I mean, they did win the pistol and the anti-eco round, so that's pretty decent. A couple others in there. It's not bad. You of course like to do better no matter, you never want to lose a half, but
I mean,
for what it is on Ascent, this is not the end of the world for them.
It certainly is not.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about how hard they were able to run it back the first time that they squared off against each other on Ascent. It was Vision Strikers with a pretty massive lead going into that second half. They started bringing it back. We said, oh my God, could they actually do this? They forced it into overtime and then did lose from there. But they had one hell of a deep run to force that OT in the first place. So maybe NUTurn can do that again for us. The first step is going to be winning this pistol round. Then from there, get that anti-eco coming through and look to continue to take steps forward. But if Vision Strikers wins pistol round, it all starts looking a bit sideways here for NUTurn.
Yeah, that was Challengers 1 Ascent. That one was,
Yes.
during the round of 32 when somehow these two teams end up in the same group.
It was glorious.
In the open qualifiers.
We rolled the dice and got that matchup.
That was actually insane.
Now we get it here for the very beginning. So it was a nice little, precursor to the main event now that we are here in Masters. Let's see if history will repeat itself, if these guys can take it the distance, if NUTurn can run it back as they get ready to shift sides to the defense.
I think this is going to be quite interesting because I will say for NUTurn, it's not much more difficult, but it's ever so slightly, I think, for them on the defender side because they don't have arrays, they don't have what else could really plug up a hole like arrays can. A Viper even can actually cause a lot of problems in some of these tight enclosed areas on both of the spike sides of the map even. But something like that, NUTurn. Ooh, that's a great flash. King steps up, gets one.
Yeah, that's already not a great look. They do manage to counter push here, find stacks. Suggest spraying down here on the ground. Lakia holding forward in the smoke will get one. Meanwhile, Suggest off screen comes up with two, and it's just gonna be Glow all on his lonesome. Hugs into the cubby, Paranoia. The dark cover, rather, goes crashing over to the side. Wants to recover this spike. Gets the headshot onto Solo. Push out of the smoke, however. Suggest will spray, finds three. That is the very crucial pistol round going the way of NUTurn.
Yep. That's even bigger for them on this defender side, of course, not only because the score, but just in general, you don't want to let Vision Strikers get off to that start that you did on the attacker's side. And just got to take another quick pause here, having a few technical issues.
Yeah, it looks like we'll just go ahead. Take a little breather after the pistol round, get things squared away, and then... Okay, and then we'll be able to move back forward. Just got word from production that it's a microphone issue here from RP, so nothing to do with the actual gameplay, but obviously in a tactical shooter, you kind of need to communicate. You need to be able to let each other know what is going on at any given time.
Yes.
So we'll just go ahead and get his headset situated. Get the double check. I know some people probably curious as to, the headsets that they're using, why there's also earbuds in there. Earbuds are going to be the things that they're using primarily for calming and being able to listen to the gameplay and whatnot. But those headsets are soundproof, so you cannot hear, opponents and whatnot. And typically you'll run a little bit of white noise in the background to add a little bit of a further layer to really enhance the soundproofing.
Yeah, exactly. Just really want to make sure that neither team is able to hear each other or anything else in the studio that's going on, potentially. There's a lot of production and other things that could cause distraction, that could make you think you hear something in game when you don't.
Yeah.
Things like that. So those all have to be functioning 100% for competitive integrity. And so again, big pistol round win for NUTurn. Now another big anti-eco for them to get this to 8-6. And again, after those two rounds, all of a sudden that 8-4 doesn't seem like such a big deal.
No, it does not. Lucky just holding onto that arrow. Don't think he let it fly, so still will have majority of his utility, as we'll have a creep up short through Boiler. Is being watched right now by Suggest. Goes in hand. Goes over to the side of the Trailblazer. Checks Wine, but doesn't have enough time left to make it into being made. Lau playing forward, manages to find three, cannot get the fourth, but still took Glow damn low. Stacks as well, 40 HP. Pushing forward, Perry with the frenzy finds the finish. It's looking like a very quick little, oh man, great shot from Suggest to go ahead and get that quick finish. 6-8 NUTurn, winning out these first two rounds in the second half, but now the question that does get popped up every single time is Vision Strikers with rifles in hand. Do they win this round?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you talk about it all the time. This third round, so darn important. Probably the most important in just about any half. A lot of times you'll see teams win this third round and just kind of, put their foot down and take over the half. So for Vision Strikers, of course, if they lose this one, they're going to have to eco again. And then it's likely to be 8-8. There you go. Lau steps up, gets Glow.
Now has the Blade Storm. Chucks one, doesn't get the hit. Zest goes ahead, blocks it off, picks up the gun, and that is such a strong start. Fantastically done here from Allow.
Right into B lobby. Vision Strikers was not ready for that glow, just no chance to respond. And Allow has the Blade Storm as well. Lakia gonna just be seeing if anybody else is trying to push through into the lobby, hanging out in the main, doing a little jiggle peeking. And just gonna wait and see. Could be him squaring off against his counterpart, Zest.
Lakia holding it down, doesn't get the tap. Doesn't get any damage through either with the shock dart. Drone will move forward, gets the hit here onto Lakia. So they will just finish that off and respond with an owl of their own. Slow creep now moving over towards A. They get themselves onto Boiler, RB, playing outside of main. Nanoswarm set up on either approach here, so need to be careful. There's the Nanoswarm. We'll cut them off for the time being. Fault line as well. Does get the clip onto King. As they play back, dark cover comes through, cuts off that axis. The aftershock chucked in. Isaac Jest looking for some damage. Won't be able to find too much. Push up here onto Heaven. Perry takes a tap. They re-peek. As Perry finds one, Suggest finds another. Now Lakia coming up with a kill. It's just RB all on his lonesome. Tries to get the transfer spray. Cannot do so. Or at least not fast enough, as Lakia will be the last one standing. Did get solo in the end there, so a good attempt by RB, but just outgunned, outnumbered. NUTurn continue to advance forward.
I mean, this is just, it's a bloodbath. I mean, with only Lakia left standing, everybody just trading. It's a good job by Vision Strikers to get pretty deep into the A area, into the back lines there, but at the end of the day, doesn't fool them enough. And it's looking really, really good. Really good for NUTurn right now. This is potentially going to be 8-8. I mean, if Vision Strikers can get a thrifty here, that could just kind of turn everything around. Maybe it'll tilt NUTurn, and it could be the series right there, but we'll see.
Pressure certainly on. Alarm bot spotted. Solo throwing down the Nano Swarm. They don't clear it, but they won't be able to hit anyone with it. Shock Dart up over the top, getting a bit of damage in. As the Seekers do come through, Solo retreating over onto the site, barely manages to break that one down. Vision Strikers make their way forward, but Solo is there. Cuts out one, cuts out two, tries to spray through. Glow with a headshot, will manage to finish him off. But there you go, that is the finish. Another swift little round coming through as all the Vision Strikers lying dead on the floor.
I believe we're tied 8-8 now. And that is a huge start to this half for NUTurn. They are really setting the tempo. Vision Strikers, this is it.
Yep.
I mean, this round has to go, or else it's probably another 2 in at the bag of NUTurn. This one, so important. You use the Seekers on that as well. Not that it really mattered too much. Those are, those are kind of a dime a dozen, and they don't get you. They're pretty nice, but they're not like a super powerful ult compared to some.
Yeah. Flashpoint out. Not going to be spotting too much. 8-8, like you said, pretty much all in here for Vision Strikers. Need to win out on this round. Just taking a quick little tap there. If you're looking to push forward, trying to find Zest, they will force his position back over towards attacker spawn. As the drone moves up into B lobby, won't get too much information. King pressing forward now, up into B, which is otherwise relatively unoccupied. Sees the shock dart coming through, will be a trade 1-for-1. Glow going down, Solo, not going to be matched. Nano Swarm lobbed up there into the market entrance, Spike getting planted. Vision Strikers, can they close this out? 4v4 for the defense would suggest down to 37 HP. Only has an aftershock left. Trailblazer jumping forward. The lockdown going to be used. King looking to keep them zoned back. Retreats back over into the smoke, but it seemed like he wasn't quite aware that Lakia had pushed forward. Stax has managed to get that punish. Zest now creeping up the side. Look at the final kill. And that will be Vision Strikers finally able to capitalize on their guns. Not going to be taking another step backward, but still, NUTurn are hot on their heels. Just one round behind.
Woo! It's a nice entry there for the Vision Strikers. They get into B relatively free. It's just good smokes as always on market and on alley. And then you're pretty much in there. Yeah, Solo does step up and trades out, but that doesn't really change a whole lot. You still keep one in B main, still set up the exact same crossfires. Yeah. Then Stax is, of course, just an absolute nutter. So he's going to get 3 in there. And now Vision Strikers back in the lead. Can they maintain it? Can they secure the win? Take the 2-1. Do have that Odin. Again, Korean teams really like to break through those walls.
He's so far forward, manages to spot one. The paranoia is there. Manages to get both of them. Transfers over to Solo. 8 HP remaining. Can he get some heals from Stax? And we'll have to wait and see here. Lakia with the Odin manages to find Glow. Spotted out by that recon dart. They should know that he's going to be sitting in Boathouse. RB pressing forward, lets the rocket fly. That's going to be the finish. 3 rounds, or 3 kills on the round so far for RB. Let's see if he can get any more. Holding forward just around the corner, spots him out, sees the flashes in hand, takes out Suggest. He won't be able to get the ace, but Vision Strikers are starting to run away with it. Now up 2 rounds.
I mean, it's a great set play. The paranoia into market. The follow-up from RB is crazy good. My word. And then from there, it's a cleanup for Vision Strikers. Just absolutely dominant performance on that round. 10-8, taking it back. 3 more, and the Vision Strikers are going to be able to give themselves the win and maintain that perfection. 5 for NUTurn. Oh, man.
And this is great. This is so good right now for the side of Vision Strikers. The guns weakened here.
Yes.
For NUTurn, they do have that lockdown available, but this is a counter Hunter's Fury there from Zest. Flashes up, manages to find 2. That's going to force the pullback out of main.
Yeah,
Dart
I mean,
over the top.
when a team's on an eco like that, you expect them to be a little more aggressive. You expect them to want to push up into those positions, so it's good flashes.
Oh, man.
You're going to catch 2 in Boiler, but they don't react to it. So let's see what Glow can do. They might be overstacked. They got to be real careful. Good use of these paint shells.
Yeah, paint shells forces one out of position. Suggest giving his life for the repeat here from Allow, but it's not going to lead to anything. Zax manages to find the headshot. Meanwhile, back over here at mid, Solo takes out 2, still going to be alive and relatively healthy. Now it's a 2v3 with a gun disadvantage. They can recover some of these rifles from the dead Vision Strikers members. Maybe they can make this happen, but as I say that, Solo will get dropped by King, and it all comes down to Perry. Omen all on his lonesome here in mid with a Sheriff and a Dream. That's all he's got. Has to take out the Sentry, so they know exactly where he's playing from. Phantom now in hand. Should just pull back away.
He has
try to catch somebody on the exit and otherwise hold on to the gun.
Yeah, he needs to keep this gun. They can't afford, like you mentioned, economically at a huge disadvantage.
He's creeping forward, wants to see if somebody's going to be exiting over towards this defender's side, but Vision Strikers playing together out around a main. Will not be taking the bait. Door going to be broken. Perry moving forward, looking to see if there's anything that can be done at all, but does die to the spike, and I'm a little confused about that.
I'm not too sure. I guess he was really confident he could get an exit frag. I mean, if he gets the exit, then maybe it's worth it, but yeah, that one's leaving me scratching.
Hit a Phantom and a Sheriff.
Yep.
That was...
There's a lot of money in his hands.
It's just casual 3,700 credits.
I don't know. I can't explain that one.
I mean, I guess he figures, you know, we're getting towards the end of the map here. I have enough to buy in the next round and should be
sure,
good from,
but
you know,
there's no
forward.
reason. There's still enough rounds left where the money's.
I agree. I'm trying to play devil's advocate, and it's becoming a little bit difficult.
That's what you get for playing devil's advocate. Well, both Hunter's Furies are up, and yeah, Solo's still sitting on that lockdown. And yeah, it is buy time for both teams. Vision Strikers is starting to sit on some pretty decent cash underneath their belts, and Drone for Zest. He's gonna see that cloud burst and know that the jet's over there. And they're rotating towards A. The pings are down, but they got to be careful. I'd like to see them get a little more information before they make this move, because it is a pretty decent defensive setup.
Yeah, I mean, 3 members going to be stacked over onto this side. None of the ults available for NUTurn are over on this side of the map, though. Glow, chucking out the dark covers, paranoia through. RB leaps his way in. Going to be a bit of a short hop, and as he turns around, Suggest just takes him down. Manages to find 3 with the hell set up here with the Vandal at range. A 4th kill for Suggest. Does he find an ace to try and save NUTurn's lives? It looks like he's hungry for it. Fault line ready to go. Takes the shot. Can't quite line it up. And Solo will be the one to get the kill here on the King. Flawless for NUTurn. Still down by 2. But man, huge plays coming out of NUTurn to win the round and keep it close.
I mean, Suggest is absolutely filthy there. But again, this is kind of one of those rounds from Vision Strikers that left me scratching my head a little bit. There's no information on what's going on in there. RB's entry is fumbled.
He botched it,
He botched it. This is what I was talking about. He just isn't as clean on his blast packs as he needs to be yet. He's very good. He's great on the defender side. But his entry ability is just a little bit lacking, and you can see there. You can see why. You've got to be able to get deeper in the paint as that raise to really, cause the guns of your opponent to spin in opposite directions, to cause confusion, to open the door for your team. And once you're stopped up, there's nothing else that can jump in there and cover ground as fast as you can.
Utility set up here over at B main. Nanoswarm and the alarm bot thrown down just in case somebody wants to move forward. Everybody else is going to be creeping up through mid at the moment, though. Zest starting to make his way down. Market. To clear this out. Dark cover comes down. Recon bolt up over the top. Will get cleared. Now it's going to do the rush here. Over onto the B site. King makes his way through. Finds Lakia. Sentry finished off. Solo, can he hold it down? Looks for one, manages to get rid of Glow, but he's low HP. Decides to play it up close. King finds Allow. There's the drop down coming through. Solo gets one, but RB finds him. Zest laying down the dart as it's parry all on his lonesome, and they know exactly where he's at. Spike will get planted. Vision Strikers looking to seal the deal on this 12th round victory for themselves. At least guarantee overtime. Really put the pressure on the NUTurn.
Perry's just chasing. He really wants to see if he can catch Zest on the outgo, and not yet. He's actually going to go for it on this. He kind of needs to now. With the score at what it is, he's got to go for it. He needs to try to not allow that 12th round, not allow it to be match point. Zest around the corner. He's going to win that. Good headshot. Can he find another? There's 2 in both.
It's running out of time, though. Dark cover does come out. Spike is planted right on the edge of it. Gets the spray down, finds Stacks, but needs to now stick in onto this bomb. The jump out comes through. RB gets the finish. He'll give the celebratory paint shells up into the air. He knows that he is a goner. The Vision Strikers are now just 1 map away from closing this out over NUTurn 2-1. NUTurn, can they run it back 3 in a row to take us to OT?
Yeah, it's a great attempt by Perry, a necessary attempt. Before, yeah, he probably should have saved. This round, no point. You can't let this go to match point. You might as well just go for it. You are going to spend a lot of money in this next round. From here on out, you got to win. So it doesn't. The economy no longer matters to them. They have to just go for it. So 100%, this one makes sense for Perry.
5 ults on the
almost
board.
does it. Yeah.
I thought maybe Allow was going to be going for another cheeky Blade Storm out into B lobby. Does not happen. Just wants to hold back at mid arch, it seems, with the operator, but given the dark cover, pulls back away from it.
It's a really nice push through market by Vision Strikers in that last round, too.
Okay, so Operator will get swapped off here as Allow grabs the Phantom. Lakia took quite a bit of damage there at the beginning, so down to 45 HP. Right now is that Sova. Drone up top. Doesn't really spot too much. Glow. Uh-oh. Just gotten into that position. Hunter's Fury thrown in. Cannot get the hits. This little happy teeth there from Glow keeps himself out of harm's way. Dart finished off there in mid. Sentry just taking some pot shots at the members well into the back towards their own spawn.
Oh, that's a fantastic turret spot. You're able to see deep into pizza there.
Yeah. Huge amount of vision. All of the kit right now for the Killjoy set up right at B main, but seems like maybe Stax is going to be the only one going out that way. Blind invested. Dark cover thrown down, cutting up this CT vision, making them think that this is going to be a through market hit, but instead it's going to be a switch up. They make their way over onto A. The showstopper from RB manages to find Perry. The clock running down, but Suggest has dropped. They need to delay this. There's no way to do it. The spike will get planted with 7 seconds remaining. Blade Storm rather, out from Allow. Let's see what he can do. It needs to be big. The lockdown's coming through from either side. Hunter's Fury chucked out. Zest looking to clear it. Will manage to do so. Even gets a tag on the back end. RB finds Allow. It gets absolutely nothing. It's just Solo, all on his lonesome against the world. The spike's still ticking down, and 5 members of Vision Strikers are trying to get through. Stax comes in from behind. A flawless round to close out an amazing series between these two squads. But Vision Strikers, their record will live on. They have still not dropped a single best of set to date. It will not happen here, but NUTurn, they pushed them pretty damn close to the brink.
It's a great adjustment. That last round, that successful push through market, forces NUTurn to have to respect that. So for Vision Strikers, they're able to rotate through short A, cut through there relatively effectively. The whole time Zest is chilling in A lobby. He's got a pretty decent amount of information on what's going on over there. He can get the darts up and over from there into A as well to set up the push through short. He knows that nobody's been coming out. He knows it's pretty quiet over there. Just really well done. The Vision Strikers are so darn smart. So darn good. RB with that showstopper. Ready right around the corner. Picks up another one right away. Just fired up. 26 and 13 on Raze. Insane performance from him.
Yeah, the whole team certainly having their moments, but Stax showing us something new. Formerly just the Breach, just the Sage. Today, decides to come out with the Sky and plays it to a T. Was just absolutely wonderful to see him perform on that agent. So they promised us something new, and they really did deliver it. Some struggles, clearly some things to work on for the future, but for now, Vision Strikers can hold their heads high, maintain that undefeated record, and get ready for their winners match in just a few days.
Well, and this is so fascinating going forward because Vision Strikers has shown you a very different look. This is something